Ladies and gentlemen, Southwood Memorial Christian Church, CWF, presents Let Him Sleep Till It's Time for His Funeral.
Where do you want this thing? Hurry up.
Over there.
By the sofa?
That's a good idea.
Whew. When you asked me to help bring that thing in, you didn't tell me it was solid lead.
It is heavy, isn't it? The man at the auction put it in the car for me, so I didn't realize.
Well, now that you got it here, what are you going to do with it?
I'm not quite sure, but it was too good to pass up.
Well, you could take it outside and use it as a bird bath.
Maybe I could use it to display my violets. I've always wanted something unusual to display my African violets. What do you think?
What do I think? I think when Harold finds out how much you paid for that thing, you're going to be in trouble.
No, it overpowers the plants. I'll have to think of something else.
Mom, do we have any Sudsy shampoo? I need a label.
I think so.
What kind of contest are you entering this time?
It's a Sudsy shampoo slogan contest. They have a brand new ingredient that no other shampoo has. And they're having this contest to try to find a slogan for it. First prize is a lifetime supply of Sudsy shampoo.
What kind of new ingredient?
Lye soap. Do you want to hear my slogan?
Sure.
Suds your hair before your date. You'll make your boyfriend salivate.
Well, that's pretty clever, Elizabeth. I think you got a good chance of winning.
Thanks. I was going around with drool, but I decided this is more sophisticated. As soon as I get this mail, I'm going to start on my entry for the Heart's Desire contest.
What Heart's Desire contest?
The one in the newspaper. Win your heart's desire, anything you want, as long as it doesn't cost over $20,000. I'm going to ask for a college scholarship to Tank University.
But Tank University is a men's school.
I know. Wouldn't it be fun? Mom, if we do have any Sudsy shampoo, where would it be?
Look in the bathroom.
If you don't find a label in there, go to my house. Russ always uses Sudsy.
Thanks.
Does it make you salivate?
You really should encourage Elizabeth more. You hardly even listen to her slogan.
I encourage her by paying the postage on all those contest entries.
Harold, are you home?
Come on in, Russ. Harold went to get his hair cut. He should be back any minute.
Well, I'm just returning his drill and borrowing a staple gun if it's okay.
Sure. You know where everything is in that garage better than I do.
Thanks. I see you've been to another auction. What is it?
It's an urn. From the look of it, I'd say it's a real antique.
From the look of it, I'd say it's a...
She doesn't know yet what she's going to do with it, Russ.
Well, it's too bad spit tunes aren't in fashion anymore.
Russ!
Look, I was lucky to get that. There were two other people at the auction bidding against me.
Yeah, the owner and the auctioneer assistant.
Don't pay any attention to him, Edna. He never has learned to appreciate antiques.
Hi, Harold.
Hey, Harold.
Hey.
What's wrong? Don't you feel well?
Oh, I'm all right. Old man my age. It must have been some party. You look like you've been up all night.
No, I went to bed at 8. I
can't keep those late hours like I used to.
Please don't start this again.
The years creep by, and before you know it, you can't have fun like you once did.
What's the matter with you? You sound like my grandfather.
Do you realize that 50 years is half a century? Half a century. I, Harold Anderson, have been alive for nearly half a century.
Well, congratulations, Harold. That's quite an accomplishment.
No, that isn't any accomplishment at all.
Your haircut looks very nice.
Well, that's good, since it might be the last one I ever get.
Are you gonna let your hair grow long?
Huh, I wish I could. I mean that pretty soon I won't have enough hair left to bother cutting.
You aren't that bald.
I see more growth than this on a moldy orange.
You're exaggerating again.
You think so? Then why did the barber ask me if I wanted a cut or a polish?
He was just joking.
And what about the shampoo? There were 3 people ahead of me today, and he tried to sell all 3 of them a bottle of shampoo. But did he try to sell me some shampoo? No, he did not.
You've been getting your hair cut there twice a month for 6 years, and you've never bought a bottle of shampoo. He probably just got tired of trying to sell it to you, that's all.
That barber's no fool. He knows that pretty soon I won't be needing any shampoo. All I'll need is a damp cloth. And maybe some suntan oil so my head won't peel.
You know what you really need?
Yes, a new body.
No, a new attitude. Just because you're going to be 50 in a couple of weeks.
Oh, so that's it.
I don't want to talk about it.
You acting like your life is practically over.
It is.
It is not. I'm past 50 and I'm still here. I bet half your friends are more than 50.
Friends? What friends? Nobody has friends anymore. The world's changed, Russ. It's not like it was when we were young. Everybody looked out for each other. Now it's dog eat dog.
You're being pessimistic. We have lots of friends. In fact, I've been thinking of giving a nice party for you on your birthday. Maybe a barbecue in the backyard. And I've had a terrible time keeping the guest list low enough so we can afford to do it.
I don't want a party, especially not a birthday party. The only reason anyone would come is for the free food.
Now, that's a terrible thing to say. What kind of friends do you think we are?
He doesn't mean you, Millie.
Everybody's so busy trying to make ends meet these days, there's no time for friendship.
Unless you die. Yeah. When my aunt died, everybody who was too busy to go to the hospital to visit her found time to come to the funeral. All I could think of that day was how much Auntie would have enjoyed being there to visit with all of her friends.
That's sad.
That's very sad.
I wish we could have had the funeral first, while Auntie was still here to enjoy it.
The worst part about turning 50 is I have nothing to show for it.
Oh, Harold, that's not true. You've got lots to be proud of. You have a great marriage and a lovely daughter.
If I died tonight, there'd be no need to throw me a funeral. I have so few friends, it wouldn't be worth the trouble.
I'd come, Harold.
Not me. I'd say Harold who?
Russ,
Harold knows I'm kidding.
You aren't far from the truth. If I died tonight, who would even miss me?
I would.
George Gershwin was 39 when he died, and look how much he accomplished. Porgy and Bess, Rhapsody in Blue, and American in Paris.
You know, you just don't give yourself enough credit. You're highly thought of at work. You own your own home.
It's mortgaged.
You own all your furniture. Harold, do you think you can help me find a staple gun? I came over here to borrow it, and I'm not for sure where it is.
50 years. And all I have to show for it is a staple gun.
Why, he is depressed, isn't he? He didn't even notice the urn.
Millie, you've given me a terrific idea.
I have. What?
I know what I'm going to give Harold for his 50th birthday. Promise me you won't tell anyone, not even Russ.
I tell Russ everything.
Not this time. You have to promise.
Oh, all right. I promise. Now, what's your idea?
I'm going to give Harold, for his birthday, a funeral.
A what?
I'm going to give Harold a surprise funeral. His funeral. Harold is going to have what your aunt didn't have. The chance to attend his own funeral. All his friends will come, and everyone from the office. He'll see how much he means to everybody. He'll realize how important he is, and he'll be happy again.
I'm not sure you can do that. It might be against the law.
Why would it be illegal to have a funeral?
I think somebody has to die first.
I doubt if there's any such law.
Maybe not. Probably doesn't come up often enough for there to be a law. But how will people know about this funeral?
They'll read the obituary. I'll write it, send it to the paper, and they'll print it.
But what if the newspaper checks and finds out Harold didn't die?
Why would they do that? You're worried about silly details. What's that matter? Don't you like my idea?
I'm not sure.
church to watch.
The church? Edna, you can't have this funeral in the church.
Why not? We're members.
It wouldn't be proper. You're having this funeral under false pretenses. And if you have it at the church, you're going to start a lot of trouble. You may anyway, but don't get the church involved in it. Can you imagine how many people would cancel their pledges once the press got wind of a deal like this? I can see the headlines now. Phony funeral at Southwood.
Then I'll have it at the funeral home.
That may not be so easy either.
Why not? I'll pay for the facilities.
I think they'll be expecting a body. They make their profit off the preparations too, not just the funeral services.
I'll tell them the body will arrive Monday morning. I'll say he's out of town. He will be out of town, fishing with Russ. I'll say I want a civil service with a closed casket.
Casket? Edna, you're gonna have to buy a casket.
Oh, I suppose I will.
Caskets are expensive. Even the bottom of the line ones cost a bunch of money.
Oh, I won't be getting bottom of the line. I'll have to buy a fancy one.
You will? I didn't think you believed in spending a lot of money on things like that. I thought you'd choose a plain pine box.
I would if Harold were really dead. But the purpose of this funeral is to show Harold how much everybody cares for him. I'll have to buy a fancy, expensive one.
What are you going to do with it after the funeral?
Maybe I can sell it.
I doubt that there's much of a market for used caskets.
Well, it wouldn't be used. Not really.
Maybe the funeral home would buy it back at a discount.
If they won't, I'll place a want ad or sell it on eBay.
Well, you could use it as a planter. Just think how many African ballots it would hold.
That's a great idea. I would need to buy a casket, and I could use this lovely and... No, Millie! I can't cremate Harold. He won't really be dead.
Who said anything about cremation? I already knew that.
I found a sudsy label. I'm going to mail this right now so it'll get postmarked before midnight. Then I can start on my entry for the Heart's Desire contest. That one's a local contest, so I'll figure I have a better chance of winning. Fewer entries.
What'd you say the prize was in this Heart's Desire thing?
You have to say what you want most in the world, and the winner gets a swish. It can be anything, as long as it doesn't cost over $20,000.
I could put on quite a funeral for $20,000.
Did somebody die?
No, go ahead and mail your entry. I was just thinking.
Good luck, Elizabeth. I hope you win all the sudsy.
Thanks. I figure if there's anything at all to a law of averages, then I'm about due to be a winner.
Are you thinking what I think you're thinking?
I'll win the contest and let the newspaper pay for Harold's funeral.
But what if you don't win?
Look, Millie, here it is. The winner of the Heart's Desire contest will be notified June 22nd. The timing is perfect. And listen to this. Entries will be judged on originality. What could be more original than wanting a funeral for someone who hasn't died? I'm a cinch to win. I think I'll even invite Harold's brother.
find it.
Russ, you know that fishing trip that you and Harold have always wanted to take?
Yes?
We think you should take it.
You do? Well, what changed your mind?
We think it might cheer Harold up.
Yeah, make him forget about his birthday.
That's a great idea. Maybe we can go next weekend.
No, you can't. I wouldn't have time to get everything ready.
Well, what's to get ready? All we need is a couple of sleeping bags and our fishing gear.
It's too soon for us to get ready. Millie and I need to plan our weekend so we won't be too lonely while you're gone. Why don't you wait and go, say, on June 22nd? You could leave right after work on Friday and stay gone till Sunday evening.
The 22nd is fine with me.
Did you find it?
I haven't seen a staple gun in weeks.
What are you doing the weekend of the 22nd? Have you anything planned?
At my age, you don't plan that far ahead. I may be here or I may not.
How does a weekend in the woods sound? 2 days of sunshine and fresh air. Fishing in the streams and sleeping under the stars.
Getting arthritis in my back.
Picture it, Harold. Just you and me on the bank of Red Rock Creek, eating our breakfast of freshly caught trout. No telephone, no interruptions. Why, we'll be two he-men in the rugged outdoors, pitting our strength against the wilds of nature.
I don't think Edna would let me.
I want you to go.
You do?
I certainly do. I think it's a fine idea. You and Russ work hard. You deserve a little vacation.
Well, what do you say, Harold? Are you willing?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I backpacked into the woods, and I'm not getting any younger. I'm not sure I could do it.
Of course you can do it. A little hiking is just what we need to firm up the old muscles. Get rid of the flab.
Well,
He'll go.
It's good.
what will you do that weekend?
We're gonna do some shopping.
For a planter for the African vines.
You know, Ed Davis went to Red Rock Creek last weekend. He caught his limit on both days.
His limit? Well, if Ed Davis can do it, you and I can certainly, what the devil is that thing? No, don't tell me what it is. Just tell me how much you paid for it.
Believe me, it was a real bargain.
Oh, well that means she paid more than $50. Anytime she says it was a real bargain, it means more than $50. But it could be worse. If she'd have said it was a steal, I know it meant more than $100.
Let's just go take a look at our fishing gear and see if we need to get anything for our trip.
Yeah, let's go.
It's going to work. Everything is falling right into place. He's acting more normal already, don't you think?
Well, he did notice the urn.
Harold is going to have the biggest, most exciting funeral of his entire life.
I hope you know what you're doing.
The first thing I have to do is get my entry written for the Heart's Desire contest. Then I can order Roy's plane ticket and hire an organist, and I better make a list. I never remember anything if I don't make a list.
But what will you do if you don't win the contest?
I'll have to. It's the only way I can pay for all this. I was having enough trouble planning my budget for a barbecue, but this is just the trick. Look, Millie, there it is in print. Harold's funeral. Hire organist. Order flowers.